Okay, we're going to multiply some more rational expressions, okay? It takes practice before you're ready to work on this. So multiplying rational expressions means we have variables in the denominator. I have no plus or minus here, just carry that over. I have no plus or minus there, carry that over. I have no plus or minus there, carry it over. I have no plus or minus there, carry it over. So there are no parentheses, obviously, to cross out. They will not be in the answer. Now we got to put together the top, consolidate the top. So you got 12. That's really the only big number you have that is not a power. Now for x, you got two of them. You need to add 8 plus 2, and that's 10. Okay? And this is the only y. It's to the first power. Now, I have two big numbers down here. I need to take 5 times 3, and that's 15. I don't have any x's, but I have a couple y's, so I need to add 5 plus 2, and that's 7. Okay. Now, let's look at our 12 and 15. We want to reduce that down by the GCF. Okay. And that's 3. So we need to divide each of these by 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 15 divided by 3 is 5. Then this is the only x I have. It's to the 10th on top, so that will stay. Now I have a y to the first, a y to the 7th, so we eliminate the smaller exponent, but then I need to take 1 away from 7, and that would give me 6. But that is on the bottom, okay? That's in simplest form. We do not need to factor. I did not have any parentheses. I carried everything over. Consolidate the top and bottom. Okay, now in the next problem, obviously I see some addition and subtraction here, 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 and here. Okay? Alright, unfortunately, that kind of sucks. We got to factor. So 3x to the second plus 13x plus 4, that's 3 terms. So GCF and T. GCF, do I have the negative in front? Nope. Do I have x and everything? Nope. 3, 13, and 4 is a 1 GCF. Out. A, B, C. So I have to find the product of positive 3 and positive 4. That's positive 12. So I'm finding a sum that would equal positive 13. Now 1 and 12, 12 plus 1 is 13, so it's right away found. Now the 13 positive, like it is, means 12 is positive. We have a positive product, so the signs have to be the same. Now a up there is 3x to the second, so we need to create 2 shots of parentheses, and 3x plus 1 plus 12. This would stay the same because the GCF's 1. This GCF is 3. Use your calculator if you don't know it. There was no GCF. If there's something I put out here, then I'm going to need to write that down. Okay, so this is now replaced with the factored version of it. So 3x plus 1 multiplied by 1x plus 4. X plus 2. This is going to be a quick one. GCF, DOPS. GCF, negative in front, nope. X and everything, nope. 1 and 2 is 1, so not worth it. I do not have a minus, so right away it's not a DOPS. So this was a prime expression, means it can't be factored. We just keep that the same. Put a 1 in front of it. Okay, x to the second minus 4, that's 2 terms. GCF and DOPS. GCF, negative in front, nope. X on everything, nope. 1 and 4 is just 1, so that's a waste. We do have minus, and the x is to the power of 2, so x. 1's a perfect square, that is 1 times 1. And 4 is a perfect square, as that is 2 times 2. My pen is dying here, okay? So I rewrite this as 1x, or x plus 2, times x, or 1x minus 2. Now I've also got 4x plus 16. That's got 2 terms, so let's factor that. GCF and DOPS. GCF, negative in front, no way. X on everything, no. 4 and 16. That's 4. Okay. So go up and divide by 4, and that's 1x plus 4. Now with the plus, it's not a DOPS, so we need to rewrite that as 4 times the parentheses times 4 times the parentheses 1x plus 4. Everything's times here. Okay, let's get rid of some of these parentheses. 3x plus 1, that's not on bottom. That has to stay. 1x plus 4, that's on bottom. Get rid of it. 1x plus 2, that's on bottom. You can get rid of 1 to 1. Now, if there would have been 2 of those on bottom, you can't cross 3 out at a time. It's got to be 2. So I'm left with this. In my answer, I'm going to have 3x plus 1, and I know I'm going to have 1x minus 2. Now, this is for simplifying the outer factors. I don't have any outside parentheses factors here. Here I got a 4, but I can't really simplify that because it's just solo. So I just drop it down. Okay, next problem. 1, 2, 3. In multiplication, you do 1, 2, 3 with this crap. Okay. So plus here, plus here, plus here. No plus here. Carry it over. So I have 4x to the second plus 20x in the numerator. I'll do numerators first, then denominator. There are 2 terms, so that would lead to GCF. And then see if we have a DOPS. GCF, negative in front, no. X on everything, you betcha. Then 4 and 20. Gives me a GCF of 4. So 4 has to come out with that X. Remember, when we have a GCF of X, that's because it cancels the X at one point. So that's 1x plus 5. Now clearly we have no minus, so we will not be doing the DOPS step. And we will rewrite that as 4x times parentheses 1x plus 5. Now to this one. X second plus 8x plus 16. That's 3 terms. So GCF, T-chart. Negative in front, nope. X on everything, nope. 1, 8, and 16 is 1. Okay. So I multiply 1 by 16. That's 16 positive. So it's a sum of 8. 8's positive. Nope. That's 10. 3 is a decimal. 4 and 4. That's 8. What we have is a perfect square trinomial. Okay, because the factors are identical. You know you got plus, positive up here means the signs have to be the same. So the factors are going to be identical. A is 1x to the second, so we know we got xx plus 4 plus 4. Okay, and I'm still on top with that, so times x plus 4 times x plus 4. Don't write that as x plus 4 quantity squared. That's not going to work out. That's going to make this more confusing than it needs to be. Now, in the other one, we got 1x to the third plus 4x to the second. That's 2 terms. I'm going to be careful when doing the GCF here. There is going to be one we do. But maybe not what you're thinking now. Negative in front, nope. You got x on both, and not only that, you have at least the least amount is to the second, so x second and then 1. Okay, x second cancels. Because see, if I just do x, I won't be able to cancel. It's got to be to the second. So this becomes 1x plus 4. Plus means it's not adopts. So this 8 I multiply by 1x to the second, and that's multiplied by the parentheses 1x plus 4. Okay, parentheses, which ones can go? 1x plus 5 has to stay. You got 1x plus 4 and 1x plus 4. You can't cross out all three. There can only be 2 of them. Okay? So these 2 remain. So 1x plus 4 and 1x plus 5. Now the outside factors, well, you got a 4x to the first there. That's the only number, that's the only x. Here you got 8 and 1, which would be give you an 8 product, and then x to the second. Okay, so 4 and 8, what can I reduce those by? What's their greatest common factor? I think it's 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. So we put 1 over 2. You really don't need the 1 because you got other crap there, but you can put it. Okay, now the x to the smaller power is gone, and I take that power away from the larger, which is x to the first. So 2x or 2x to the first. Okay, next one. Okay, put a 1 there. That goes in parentheses. This doesn't. I'll carry that. If it's 1, it has to be a 1. I'm not going to carry it over. Okay, I'm just going to get rid of it. This carries over. This gets parenthesized because I need to check to see if these factor. Okay, so I've got 6x to the second plus 1x minus 15. That looks like 3 terms. So GCF table. GCF, negative in front, nope. X on everything, nope. 6, 1, and 15 is 1. So I take positive 6 times negative 15. This one's going to be a grinder. 90 negative. Difference has to equal 1. Now keep in mind the 1 up there is positive. Now eventually you divide this by 9, you get 10. You would fail until at that point. None of these fail, okay? So the difference is positive, 1's positive, and we got a negative, so the signs have to be the opposite. So negative 9. Now, a is 6x to the second, so we need a double shot of parentheses. 6x, 6x, minus 9, plus 10. Okay, 6 and 9. I got 3. So we divide these down by 3, and that becomes 2x minus 3. 6 and 10. That's 2. That's now 3x plus 5. You got negative. Do you have a GCF? Nope. So you take that. Okay. So we replace this expression with 2x minus 3 times 3x plus 5. Okay, now we have to factor the 3x to the second power plus 5x. That has 2 terms. GCF DOPS. Negative in front, nope. X on everything, yes. 3 and 5 is 1, but I have 1x, so I have to go through with it. Okay, and that would be 3x plus 5. Minus is not there, okay? Okay, so I need to rewrite this as 1x. So on the bottom I just times 1x. Put an operation sign there. Times 3x plus 5. Okay, now in parentheses this can go, but that one stays. Okay, do I have anything on top not in parentheses? No, I don't think you do. Now on bottom, that's a different story. You got 4 and 1, that multiplies to 4. You got a couple x's, so I take 2 and add 1. That's 3. You're always going to be adding when you're combining them, but then when you take away on here, yeah. So 4x to the third belongs on the bottom, and that has been multiplied and simplified. Okay, number 1. I see no reason to parenthesize that. That will just be carried over. That will just be carried over. That will just be carried over. There's no plus or minus within the expression. We're just going to carry it over. Okay, I don't have any parentheses, okay? But I got lots of stuff not in parentheses. So on top, 6 times 2 is 18. This is my only x to the power of 2. I have 2 y's. They're both to the first power, which means I got to add 1 plus 1, which is 2. Okay, 9 is the only coefficient. Got x to the x down there, so 1 plus 3 is 4. They're on the same side, so that's why I'm adding them together. And then y to the second. Okay, here. 18 and 9. That's 9. Okay, GCF's 9. So I'm going to divide these by 9. 18 divided by 9 is 2. 9 divided by 9 is 1. I'm just going to write the 2. I'm not going to bother with the 1. Okay, x second, x fourth. I get rid of the smaller power, and then I just take the 4 down by 2. So 4 minus 2 is 2. Now that x is on bottom, so it belongs on bottom. Now y2 and y2, they're the same power, so they just cancel out. So all that crap turns into just a measly 2 over x to the second. Okay, next one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I need to see a parentheses, 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 parentheses. Okay, everything's got to be factored. Nothing just carries over. Okay, so what do I have here? Well, let me go to a different pen. That pencil's crappy. So I've got 2x second minus 1x minus 6. That's 3 terms. So GCF and the table. GCF, negative in front, nope. X on everything, nope. 2, 1, and 6 is 1. A, B, C. 2 multiplied by negative 6 is 12 negatives, so difference of 1, which is negative. That ain't it. 2 and 6 ain't it. 3 and 4, that's it. 4 is negative, so I know the 1's negative right there, because I know 4 is negative, and I have a negative, so it's opposite, plus. Now A is 2x to the second. Okay, and then 2x plus 3 minus 4. 2 and 3 GCF's 1, so that'll just remain the same. The GCF out of 2 and 4 is 2. That's 1x minus 2, or x minus 2. Okay, so I replace that. There was no G. If there's a GCF, it's got to come down here, and I got to write it on the line, but there wasn't. So 2x plus 3 times 1x minus 2. Okay. Okay, then I got 1x second plus 1x. It's 2 terms, GCF and DOPS. Okay, GCF, negative in front, not a chance. X on everything, yep. 1 and 1's just 1, but we got 1x, so we got to go through with it. Now the x's cancel here. So 1 divided by 1 is 1 with x. 1 divided by 1 is 1. The plus means I don't even worry about the difference of perfect squares. Okay, so I rewrite that expression as times 1x times the parentheses 1x plus 1. Okay. All right, next problem, or next factoring. Okay, 2x to the second. I wish it was the next problem. Plus 3. Okay, so GCF and table. GCF negative in front, nope. X and everything, nope. 2, 5, and 3 is 1. Okay, 2 times 3 is 6, positive. Sum of 5, which is positive. It's not 1 and 6, that's a difference of 5. Okay, 2 and 3 then, that's 5. 5, positive 5 makes the bit higher number positive, and having a positive product means the signs have to be the same. Okay, now a up there looks like it's a 2x squared, so we're going to need 4 parentheses. 2x, 2x, plus 2, plus 3. Okay, now 2 and 2, you not just keep that, because the GCF out of 2 and 2 is 2. So we divide by 2, and that's 1x plus 1. 2 and 3, the GCF's 1. So we end up with 1x plus 1 times 2x plus 3. There was no GCF. Okay, x to the second minus 4. 2 terms, so GCF and difference of perfect squares. GCF negative front, nope. X on everything, nope. 1 and 4 was 1. Got the minus, x is to the second. 1's a perfect square, that's on the board. 4 is a perfect square, that's 2 times 2. So I rewrite that as 1x plus 2 times 1x minus 2. Start crossing out parentheses. 2x plus 3, 2x plus 3. 1x minus 2, 1x minus 2. 1x plus 1, 1x plus 1. So the only parentheses I have is 1x plus 2 on the bottom. Now you got outer factors. Well, on top you got 1x, that's it. On bottom you don't have anything, so we're just going to put 1x. Now a textbook would write the answer as x over the parentheses x plus 2, but I'm fine with you keeping it at 1. Okay, number 3. These are annoying, okay? The whole standard's annoying. This whole standard sucks, sorry, okay? You can hate me, but it's fine. I don't care. So all these are factor expressions I need to think about factoring. So 6x second, put a 1 in front of the x, minus 1. So GCF, table. GCF, negative in front, no. X on everything, no. 6, 1, and 1 is 1. So I multiply positive 6 by negative 1. That's negative 6, okay? That is a difference of 1, which is positive, okay? So 1 and 6, nope. 2 and 3, there's my difference of 1. 1 being positive like it is means 3 is positive, and a negative product means the signs are opposite, which means 2 is negative. Now a is 6x to the second. Okay, 6 and 2, GCF that, it's 2. So it's 3x minus 1. You can divide those by 3, that's 2x plus 1. Again, if there's a GCF, it's got to come down here and written on the line, but there wasn't. So we're going to have a parentheses 3x minus 1 times a parentheses 2x plus 1. Okay, and the fun just began. Now we go to the other numerator. 1x second minus 4x minus 5. I'm just going with that. Okay, GCF and negative in front, nope. X on everything, nope. 1 would be the GCF. Okay, I multiply 1 by negative 5. That would be negative 5. Okay. So difference of 4. It's 1 and 5. So 4 being, and the 4 is negative. So 4 being negative means 5 is negative, and the negative product means opposite signs. Okay, A is just a plain old 1. Okay, so easy one to factor. Don't need to go down. X plus 1 minus 5. So x plus 1 times x minus 5. Okay. Now the next one, bottom one, I got 4x to the third plus 4x to the second. So it's two terms. So GCF and DOPS. GCF negative in front, nope, you got x on everything. Yeah, not only that, it needs to be to the second power, so that second one can be crossed out. 4 and 4, GCF's 4. If they're the same number, the GCF is that number. So 4x second, and then divide by 4x second. These cancel, and now that gives me 1x plus 1. Okay, I don't even have a minus, so don't do the dots. So we need to rewrite that expression as 4x to the second times 1x plus 1. And then we look at the 6x to the second minus 2x. Two terms again. So GCF and DOPS. So GCF, negative in front, nope. X on everything, yep. 6 and 2 is 2. So 2x. Cancel those x's. Don't cancel the 2's, though, just the x's. So that's 3x to the second. Because people cancel the 2's, because 2 divided by 2 is 1. You need to put a 1 there. No, this would go down to x, my bad. Now, in the DOPS part, you do have a minus, but your x is not to the second, so I can't go xx, so done with that. So I rewrite that. I just put times 2x. Don't put the GCF in parentheses. Times, parentheses, 3x minus 1. All right, start crossing out. 3x minus 1, 3x minus 1. 1x plus 1, 1x plus 1. And I'm stuck with these two on top. So parentheses 2x plus 1 times x minus 5. Okay, on top I have no outer factors, okay, but on bottom I have here and here. So 4 times 2 is 8, and I've also got a couple x's on bottom, 2 and 1, so 2 plus 1 is 3. Now I don't have anything on top, so I don't cancel anything. 8x to the third just sits on bottom in the denominator. Okay, finally, last one. 1, 2, 3. That gets carried over. Okay, that's a prime. That's not even, doesn't even have a plus or minus. Okay, so I've got 1x to the power of 2 minus 4x minus 42, and I can tell we're in trouble already. Well, I don't believe that actually is factors. Okay. GCF is 1. X on everything, no. So 42 negative, difference of 4, 221, 3 and 14, that's 11. 4 and 5 are 6, and no. Now, you're not solving an equation, you're simplifying, so if that doesn't work, you just means your teacher wrote the problem wrong, and we're not going to do it, okay? Thank you.